Hey everyone, and welcome to Lancelot's Nerd Corner, and welcome to another episode of Off the Cuff, a series where I discuss impromptu other 6-scale figures in my collection that I want to show more love to in the form of a video, but not necessarily a whole review. And today, we're going to discuss Off the Cuff, Modern Batman from Batman Ninja by Star Ace. Now, I did discuss another Star Ace Batman Ninja figure in the past, which was the Samurai Batman, so you can go check that out if you want to hear my thoughts on that one. This one, however, is the modern Batman version, which was the Batman seen at the start of the film being a Batman Ninja. It was an animated movie. Now, I did already go over my thoughts of the movie in the Samurai Batman episode of Off the Cuff, so you can go check that out if you want to hear my thoughts on it. But very generally and briefly, I loved it, loved the anime style, loved the characters in it, loved the story, thought it was a pretty damn good Batman movie. So now onto the figure itself. This is actually the deluxe version of this release, and it came out a few years ago. I want to say 2018, don't quote me on that, but I do think overall it's an incredible figure. Starting with the head sculpt, there isn't actually much to write home about. It's sort of a standard look for a Batman cowl. I don't hate it, but it's also not anything really special or unique. This one is kind of just bog standard Batman cowl, except obviously the most striking feature is the bright green eyes, which I don't think I've ever seen a Batman depiction with bright green eyes, so that's kind of a cool change. The most important feature, I guess, about it is that it is screen accurate, and I guess that's really the best you could hope for. Now, because this is the deluxe version of the release, it also comes with the Bruce Wayne head sculpt, which generally is very well done. The paint app is pretty solid. It might not be on the level of a Hot Toys or InArt, but holds its own, and you can clearly see the skin texturing and all that stuff. The sculpt work is also done really well. It's not really based on any likeness of any real life actor, and nevertheless it still looks like the Bruce Wayne from the animated movie, so hey, that's a win, I think. Now, one more interesting thing about the cowled head sculpt is that you might notice there's a panel on the forehead, quite a large one, and when you remove it, there's actually an LED light up feature, which is from that scene in the movie where he projects like an image with his cowl. I honestly don't think it was necessary, and it kind of detracts from the head sculpt because now there's this huge panel on the front with very visible seam lines, and it kind of does ruin the head sculpt a little bit, and I wish they could have just like either done away with it or provided another cowled head sculpt that doesn't have that big ugly panel. The LED also isn't very strong anyway, so I really don't think it was necessary. And the light up features actually don't end with the head sculpt, because the body, you might have noticed like in between the sort of armor panels on the torso, there's like these blue sort of outlines. Those are also for a light up feature on the body, and it does look pretty cool turned on, but I don't think first of all, it's not going to last long enough for you to have it on all the time. And I also just think it's not really that necessary. It is cool because it's actually screen accurate, but I also think like the blue outlines just like on the torso already, pretty cool. They're already pretty good. With that aside though, the overall execution and design of the modern Batman outfit from the movie is phenomenal. Like, it looks really, really cool. I love this sort of lightly armored design that captures that modern look. Like, the torso is very obviously armored up. There's big bulky shoulder pads, the forearm gauntlets, and especially like the heavy duty boots, like combat boots. They kind of remind me of the boots from the Batman, and especially because this whole design contrasts very nicely with the Samurai Batman and even the Ninja Batman figure from the rest of this line. The pants are supposed to look like these like combat pants that are made of a pretty thick, like rubbery material, and while it does look good, again, kind of adds to that heavy duty look of this modern Batman design, it also does restrict articulation, unfortunately. Just like with the Samurai Batman figure, they had like this thick rubbery undersuit. This kind of has the same problem. It's not as egregious, but the problem still persists. I would have liked to see like a fabric material used for the pants, because when you watch the scenes with this suit, with this look in the movie, they're like really awesome action scenes, and I think it just kind of does a disservice to this version of the Batman in the movie, that the articulation just isn't that great. And while the articulation of this figure is better than the Samurai Batman generally, it's still not the best. It's still not ideal. Lastly, the cape is passable, I guess. You know, I don't hate it, but I think it also could have been improved. It's very lightweight, and unfortunately, it's not wired. Again, when you look at the scenes with this version of Batman in the movie, his cape is like flowing in the wind as he's running, and it's such a shame. I think it's a real missed opportunity that they didn't have this cape wired, especially because the Samurai Batman cape and the Ninja Batman cape were both wired. So I don't know why they didn't just wire this one, but at least you do have the option to either drape the cape over the shoulders or have it sort of folded behind him. I kind of have him in a bit of a hybrid pose of that, where the left shoulder has the cape tucked behind it, and then the right shoulder has the cape draping over it as he's grabbing onto it with his right hand. And lastly, I just love the overall color scheme of the figure. Similar to the Samurai Batman figure, it's overall jet black, but there are these subtle hints of blue throughout the entire costume. And then obviously there's that splash of vibrant yellow with the belt that helps to break the monotony of all the black. And there are a few accessories that the figure comes with. The display base, obviously, as you can see, and again, similar to the Samurai Batman, you probably will need to use the display base because it is a bit tricky to get it to stand on its own, especially in a sort of semi-dynamic pose that I have it in right now. It also comes with a spear, which is meant to look like a medieval / feudal Japan type spear, which I really love. I actually think it's my favorite accessory of this figure, because it provides, not only does it obviously abide to the theme of Batman Ninja, but it also provides a cool contrast with the heavy-duty armored look of this Batman and then wielding a traditional, feudal Japanese spear. I really love posing this figure with it, but it also comes with a grappling hook, a few batarangs, a few smoke bombs, and also this really cool wanted poster that is very stylized in pretty much in the exact way that we see it in the movie. Overall, this is such a cool release that I really love. I doubt it's going to be for every DC collector. Again, similar to the Samurai Batman, I don't think it's even going to be for every Batman collector. But for me, it was definitely up my lane. It was from a movie that I really love, and I think Star Ace did a wonderful job with it. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to like and subscribe. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.